Hello friends, what's up? It's Jamie here. Welcome to another Fangirl Fridays video. These are the videos where I make all of my favorite things everyone else's problem. Which may not seem like it from the title of this video, but I promise I don't actually hate Jujutsu Kaisen, even with all the pain that it has brought me, but my relationship to the show is still pretty complicated. On the one hand, my boyfriend Adam and I binged the show pretty quickly because we couldn't get enough of it. On the other hand, it irreparably traumatized me. But you know what? I feel like that is a pretty average Jujutsu Kaisen viewing experience. So here I am making this video because I simply cannot continue going through my life without talking about or really unloading all of my feelings about Jujutsu Kaisen to as many people as possible. And because Adam and I have already discussed the show at length, I am now making it your problem. You're welcome. Chances are, if you're watching this video, then you've already watched Jujutsu Kaisen and or read the manga. But in case you haven't, I'm going to start by giving a very brief general overview of the show. That is the only part of the video that will be spoiler free. Everything from there on out is fair game for anime only spoilers. So if you haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen and you are planning on it, or maybe you just started and you're not caught up, I will let you know when we are heading into spoiler territory. And for people who have read the manga, if you're going to discuss spoilers in the comments, please mark it appropriately. I have not read the manga. I've only watched the anime and the movie. So please be mindful of that. Thank you. With all that out of the way, let's get into the video. Jujutsu Kaisen follows Yuji Itadori, an unnaturally strong high school student living in Sendai. Before dying, Itadori's grandfather leaves him with two messages: always help others, and die surrounded by people. Now, Itadori's life takes a turn when his friends attract curses to their high school when they unseal a rotten finger talisman. Jujutsu sorcerer Megumi Fushiguro is summoned to the school to deal with the curses and retrieve the finger, but is quickly overwhelmed. This results in Yuji swallowing the finger to protect Megumi and unintentionally becoming the host to an ancient, powerful sorcerer named Sukuna. Yuji is sentenced to death in order for Sukuna to be exorcised, but when Megumi's teacher, Satoru Gojo, the most powerful sorcerer in the modern world, sees that Yuji is able to ward off Sukuna's control, he postpones Yuji's execution and brings him to Jujutsu High to train him as a sorcerer. There, Yuji joins the first-year class of sorcerers consisting of himself, Megumi, and Nobura Kugisaki, all taught by Gojo. Yuji trains as a Jujutsu sorcerer with the aim to find and consume all 20 of Sukuna's fingers before he is eventually executed. This summary barely even begins to scratch the surface of all the shit that goes down in Jujutsu Kaisen. So if you're interested in watching it, I tentatively recommend it. I cautiously recommend it to you. But I have to warn you that you will probably be incredibly traumatized forever after the Shibuya incident. So watch at your discretion, I suppose.
Just giving a final warning that anime-only spoilers are ahead.
Look, I knew that going into Jujutsu Kaisen that it was going to traumatize me. Adam warned me. Like, he had not watched JJK before watching it with me, but he had seen a lot of stuff on social media and also from his friends who have watched JJK saying, like, don't get too attached to any of the characters. Plot armor is so thin, it barely exists in the show. Like, literally, no one is safe. So, like, I was aware of that going in. But it's one of those things that you just do not realize how true it is until you've actually watched the anime. Like, I literally I literally saw recently one of my favorite people that I follow, who does like book content on Instagram. She was like, "Oh, I just started Jujutsu Kaisen. It's so cute. It's so fun." And I was like, "Oh, you poor, sweet, innocent soul. You have no idea what is about to happen. I'm so sorry that no one warned you about the horrors that are about to unfold." Like, oh, I was like, oh, because I'm like, I've been there. I was once you. I've been in your shoes, girl. But even though I had Adam who warned me just how much of a massacre this show was going to be, I naively believed that I wasn't going to be like that affected by it because initially I wasn't like super invested into the show. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked it when Adam and I started watching it together, but I didn't feel super strongly about it or about the characters. I didn't think I was going to become obsessed with it or anything. Famous last words, because here I am literally making a video about it. Because after episode 5, I believe, something just clicked and I was locked in, and my life has never been the same since. But of course, with me finally becoming obsessed with Jujutsu Kaisen, it became glaringly obvious that I was going to get my feelings hurt because I was getting very attached to these characters. But before I get into just how much I want to box Gege Akutami, I wanted to first share my stickers. I have some Jujutsu Kaisen stickers, which are so cute and so fun. Don't worry, I'll do close-ups on all of them. You may not know, especially if you're new to my channel, that I actually decorated my laptop and 2 of my water bottles with anime stickers, or I guess manga stickers, because I went for the complete like black and white gray scale like look. I'll insert pictures. These JJK stickers that I got came in this like big anime surprise sticker pack that I got from Amazon before I had even watched JJK, and then I remembered that I had them, and I was like, ooh, I have them. So I wanted to go through each of them and show them because they're quite cute actually. Hopefully this will be okay with my mic clipped like this. But first I have this one of Yuji and Gojo just doing a little peace sign. Very, very cute. I also have this one of Gojo with like his little glasses. I must say I do really prefer Gojo with like the glasses versus like the eye mask bandana thing that he usually has going on in the current series. But yeah, so here's Gojo. Then I also have, of course, our main trio. I've got Yuji and Nobara and Megumi all doing their little their little dancey dance. Very, very cute. This one also makes me really giggle. So I have this one of Megumi. He's like of him with like different ways of like his hair be like I don't even do I call these different hairstyles? I don't even know, but they're just like so silly. Like look at him. Like he looks so upset and just like annoyed about the way he's been drawn, and I think that that is incredibly funny. And then I have, let's see, oh yeah, I have this one of Inumaki doing the iconic "Don't Move." Love that for him. I love Inumaki. He's so cool. Let's see, I'll do this one first. Okay, so then second to last we have this one again of the main trio. This one's so cute. This is, I think, one of my favorites of the stickers that I have, because you just got Yuji and Nobara doing little cute pokes of Megumi's face, and it's very, very cute, very wholesome. And then I have this one of all of the main students together. You got Yuji, Nobara, Panda, Maki, Megumi, and Inumaki. And like, look at them. Look at how cute they are, all alive and well. That's how I feel about all these stickers. It's just like, look at how everybody looks, just so wholesome and alive and not traumatized and not in cubes, not burnt to crisps or anything. Like look at them, look at everybody. They're just also they're also they're also happy and wholesome. Like it just having these stickers makes me like it's like it helps me cope with just like the horrors of the actual show. Anyway, enough silly sticker time. Now it's time to talk about how Gege Akutami is my mortal enemy and I would like to fight him because what what the fuck, man? What the actual fuck? Also, side note, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly because he may be my mortal enemy. However, I do want to make sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So if I'm not, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But anyway, this man, this man said, plot armor, what's that? Because he does not give a single fuck. No fucks are given whatsoever. Main characters, supporting characters, side characters. Not a single character is safe from getting offed, except for the characters who survive the end of the manga. But if if Gege announces JJK Shippuden, we're all fucked. It's so over. Like we there's no hope for anyone if we get a fucking like JJK Shippuden. It's literally like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. I actually that stresses me out so much. One of my favorite reels that I've seen made from like JJK fans, and I wish I had it like I have it saved somewhere, but I'd have to like really go back through all my saved like posts to find it. But it was this girl who did this like when you know some character death is needed for the story, but Gege keeps going, because that is literally that is just like Jujutsu Kaisen in a nutshell. And like, look, I've only watched the anime, and that has been a fucking massacre. So I can only imagine the body count like once the rest of the shit gets adapted. And honestly, I'm probably underestimating it. I would not be surprised if there was nobody fucking left at all by the end of it, except for fucking Mei Mei and her stupid brother. Um, and again, it's like I should have known. The moment that Gege off that dog, I should have known that we were in for some shit. That and when he killed Junpei and his hot mom, I was like, no, not the hot mom. But although to be fair, with Junpei and his mom, I was less like I was more surprised by, not really with the mom, but I was more surprised by Junpei's death than I was like horrified. Even though he definitely that was a terrible way to go. I'm sorry, Junpei. That was definitely a rough way to go. But I was not as horrified as I was going to be when I got to later deaths in the show. And then I also feel like, and maybe I'm misremembering this, but I feel like there was this like big stretch of time when Gege wasn't really killing off that many like named characters. Like obviously you had during like the prequel stuff, there was Toji's death and Geto and Rico and everybody, but I don't think literally anything could have mentally or emotionally or physically prepared me for what was about to happen in fucking Shibuya. I haven't looked anything up in terms of the official Shibuya incident body count. I'm sure it exists somewhere. They might have even said it like at the end of season 2, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But holy fucking shit, man. Just the amount of civilian deaths and the way that those civilian deaths happened was actually some of the most heinous, gruesome shit I have ever watched in anything ever. Though I will say, as a side note, the anime opening for the Shibuya incident is a really good song. Like, that song has literally no business being that good, to the point where I know it very well, which is saying a lot coming from me, because if you asked Adam, I famously am very, very, very bad at remembering anime openings and endings and character themes, because as I explained it to Adam, and I realize I'm going to sound crazy, but I need you to hear me out for a second, I don't perceive music in the media that I consume. Like, I will notice when there is an absence of music, but for example, with anime, like I could hear an anime character's theme 100 times because I've watched the anime like so many times or like whatever, and not be able to like recognize it outside of the anime. Like if you just played it for me, like isolated away from the anime, away from the context of the anime. Like I take in and process and remember, dialogue and sound effects. But when it comes to music, again, not just for anime, but for like literally anything, like video games or movies or other shows, like when it's like, especially like when it's like not on its own, like when there's like dialogue or sound effects like layered over it, like I'm it's basically as if I hadn't even heard it. And so that's honestly why I will often listen to soundtracks separate from their media, like when I'm in the car, because otherwise they again, it would be like I had never even heard these songs, even though I've literally heard them so many times from whatever it was I was watching or playing. But so I've listened to, I don't actually know the name of the song, and I probably should because I've listened to it so many times, but I've listened to the song for the anime opening for the Shibuya incident many, many times. And I really, really like it. I like that song a lot. I think it's really good. And Adam always makes fun of me for it because he's like, of course I chose the one fucking song from the most traumatizing anime arc that we've ever watched to be like, oh yeah, this is my jam that I'm gonna have on repeat. If you're watching this, you've already seen the Shibuya incident. I don't have to tell you that is traumatic. You already know. But the horrors, the horrors that I have witnessed, that we've all witnessed from the Shibuya incident have fundamentally changed me, and I will never ever be the same, because it's just like horrific doesn't even begin to cover it. Like, I don't even have, like, I'm running out of adjectives to describe just all of the shit from the fucking Shibuya incident. Look, I'm a fan of horror. I'm personally more of a psychological horror thriller kind of girl, and I don't mind gore. I feel like I actually have a pretty high tolerance for it. But Gege really said, I'm about to unleash horrors unlike anything you have ever seen or could have ever fathomed in Jujutsu Kaisen, between Jogo and Mahito, and especially Sukuna. I actually talked about this in the video that I did with Adam, where he asked me various anime questions. And in that video, I said that Sukuna is my favorite anime villain. And that's true. That's still true. Because I don't think that I have ever been so genuinely terrified of a villain in anime or literally anything that I have watched or read. Like, I thought that Jogo and Mahito were terrifying, and they were. I am so glad that both of those motherfuckers are dead and gone and deceased, because oh my god, particularly with Mahito, I hated that son of a bitch. I hated that son of a bitch from start to finish. For literally every time I saw him, oh, I wanted to claw my eyes out. I was just like, oh, I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Even though his death was not as satisfying as I wanted it to be, because he died like a little bitch. But whatever, at least he's dead. But Sukuna is actually the scariest motherfucker that I have ever seen, which makes me so, so very afraid for what is to come, because there's still so much that needs to get adapted. And it's like, it scares me to be like, how much worse is it gonna get? But I know it's gonna get worse, because like, like there's so much more of the story left. Like, there's so much terrible shit left to happen. Like, I know, I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. But it's just like, that's so crazy for me to fathom right now, because it's just like Sukuna fucking leveled Shibuya and murdered at least a couple thousand people in like the span of minutes. Like, how do you even fight that? How do they fight that? What the fuck? And that is honestly, I think, what makes the Shibuya incident so horrific. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I can name a lot of reasons. But for me, the biggest thing is that you had so many named characters just getting absolutely fucking demolished, like their asses handed to them, like strong ass fucking sorcerers, not like any Joe schmoes, like real, like, oh, these are like the top, these are like the cream of the crop sorcerers, like just getting their absolute asses handed to them, getting outmatched, blown up, like fucking burnt to a crisp. Like, there was no, oh, it's gonna be okay, the heroes, they will prevail with the power of friendship or love or some shit. Like, the heroes, they did not fucking prevail, bitch. We lost Nanami and Nobara. Maki is maybe alive because Nanami did initially survive the whole Jogo shit, but right now, I don't know. There's a weird brain fucking thing in Gato's body. Gojo's in a cube. Yuji's execution is back on. Those fucks at the Jujutsu High Council are gonna also execute Principal Yaga for some godforsaken reason. Mei Mei and her brother are still alive. Like, everything, everything is in shambles. And again, I'm like, how is it gonna get worse? But I know it's gonna get worse. There's so much of the manga that hasn't been adapted yet. And Gege does not give a single fuck. Not one singular fuck was given about killing off these characters in the most brutal ways possible. Like, Nanami came out of fucking retirement as just a regular ass businessman just to get fucking blown up by Mahito. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? And the thing is, the sad thing for me is, like, I didn't even realize how much I actually really liked Nanami until he fucking died. And then I was like, God damn it, like, I actually really liked you, and you did not deserve to go out like that. Like, that was just one of those times, man, where I had to, like, cry for, like, 20 minutes after Adam and I finished that episode. The second time, the other time, was for Nobara, because I, of course, made the mistake of getting too fucking attached to a character in Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, Nobara is literally my favorite character in Jujutsu Kaisen, and then she got her fucking face blown off by Mahito. Oh my god. I was devastated. I fucking sobbed. But also, I was fucking pissed because she was winning that fight! She was winning that fight. She was destroying that stupid little bitch. But then he had to run away like a fucking coward and use a fucking cheap trick and oh my god, I hate him so much. I literally hate him so much. I am so fucking glad that he's dead. I'm so happy that he's dead. That's like the one silver lining for me that came out of the Shibuya incident. Like, oh my god, oh, I'm not sure if I've ever hated a character this much since Shao Tucker. Wow, wow. I think this is the most heated that I've ever gotten in what's supposed to be a Fangirl Fridays video, which is so funny to me because it's like usually I'm like, oh my god, I'm so obsessed with this thing. I love this thing so much. It's so great. But no, I'm not going to be like this for Jujutsu Kaisen because this show has caused me pain and suffering. So I will not be like, oh my god, it's so great. Even though, yes, I will continue to watch it begrudgingly. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. I'm not happy about it. Anyway, to round out this video, I'm gonna share my 3 favorite characters, my top 3 from Jujutsu Kaisen, because the manga's done. Like, anyone who's dead is already dead, so I'm not jinxing anything or, like, accidentally speaking anything into existence because whatever has already happened. Anyone who's dead is already dead. But so you already know that Nobita is my absolute favorite. She was so fucking cool, man. Oh my god, with her hammer and shit, like, oh, she was robbed. She should have won that fight, man. Oh my god. Though you know what? Oh my gosh, my hair. This is how you know I'm like getting myself all worked up is because I'm making my hair a mess. Um, you know what? Nita's brother did say that there was a slim chance that she might have survived. So I'm going to choose to be incredibly Delulu and say that she is still alive. Don't fucking tell me anything. Just let me live in my Delulu. Please. Let me just pretend that like, oh yeah, everything's great. Like, look at her. Look at her. She's so alive and like conscious and like there's, life flowing through her. Look at her. She's so alive. She's so alive. Let me have this. My second and third favorite characters are Panda and Inumaki respectively. What can I say? I love the silly boys. I love my silly panda and my silly salmon boy. I love them, okay? I love to laugh. Is that a crime? Honestly, Gege might think so because he just prefers to make us cry instead. I also really do love Yuji and Megumi. I think they're both really great characters. I'm not sure if they'd be in my top 5. I haven't done like a proper Jujutsu Kaisen character ranking because they've been dropping like flies, but I'll probably do one eventually. I mean, again, the manga's over, so everyone's who's already dead is already dead, so I might as well I might as well just do it now. Although I do think there's some new characters we're gonna meet that haven't been shown in the anime yet, so I guess maybe I should hold off for that. But in terms of like waiting, like, oh, I want to wait before I say something before someone dies or like whatever, everyone who was going to die is already dead. I know the 3rd season is coming and there's another movie happening, so stay tuned as I watch every character I know and love die in incredibly and increasingly gruesome ways. Just love being a Jujutsu Kaisen fan. Just love it so much. It's so cool. I'm having such a great time. Alright, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I got very heated and maybe was not always speaking the most coherently throughout this video, so I appreciate it if you have stuck to the end. Let me know, I suppose, who your favorite Jujutsu Kaisen characters are, because again, anyone who's already dead is dead, so we're not, unless, I mean, I don't want to speak it into existence of Jujutsu Kaisen Shippuden. Let's not. Let's be like, no, that's not gonna happen. I don't think it will, honestly, but like, watch. I honestly would not be that surprised if Gege did it just to like fuck with us. Be like, oh, you thought these characters who made it to the end were safe? You stupid, stupid, you stupid fans. You're stupid. But I don't know. Just if you want, you can put your favorite characters down in the comments. That's cool, I guess. Again, if you're gonna talk about like manga spoiler stuff, market accordingly. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat lunch. Once again, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I upload Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, except when I don't. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.